Okay, I have all of my felt right here. I even started making this really fun like beetle with my best friend the other day. We were doing like felt crafts together and we've both been like really obsessed with bugs. So I started this one and I might make this one into earrings or a keychain. I used to make these felt earrings where I would like make different big foods to wear. And now I don't know if I should make like a matching keychain or matching earrings. So I think I'm going to start off by making matching keychains that are like stuffed with like the little stuffing. And I don't think I'm gonna talk like this. I'm just gonna, oh really? I'm gonna do voiceover Naimah. Voiceover Naimah is gonna take over and talk probably, and I'll probably make some templates, but yeah. So you have an idea, you create your idea, and now you want to sell it. Or maybe you're a creative that has always dreamed of sending your art around the world. And that is exactly what young me wanted to do most, to be an artist and to share that art with anyone who is willing to listen. Before starting my official business, I was doing painting commissions and reaching out to random people on Instagram to paint them literally whatever they wanted. It was usually like random stuff from the internet, but I didn't mind at all as long as I was able to create for other people. I started my business in 2021, which honestly seems like a terrible time to start my business, but I just went ahead and did it and took that leap of faith, and I'm so glad that I did. I didn't have a business license, and I honestly still don't have one, but I know that in the beginning of your process a lot of people mention it, and if I could go back I probably would get it just to maybe feel more like official and like start taking myself more seriously like earlier on. So just because I don't have one doesn't mean that you shouldn't get one, but I currently do not have a business license and I think I'm fine. Next was me finding the best platform to sell on. At the time, I used Big Cartel. They have 3 tiers that you can choose from. The one that is the lowest, which is $0 a month, is the gold, where you can list up to 5 physical products. And in the beginning of my journey, that was actually really good because I didn't have that many products to sell. But as I continued to grow my business, I started having like more like 20 to 30. I think now I have like almost 50 products on my shop. So this wasn't really good for me. I upgraded to the next one, which back then was $10 a month, but it is now $15 a month. This one is the platinum tier, and you can list up to 50 physical products. In the beginning, I think paying monthly was just really hard because I didn't have a consistent clientele or just a base to start at. Not a lot of people knew about my art, and I didn't have like a good audience yet. So I think making such a big investment every single month when you're not even really making any sales, it just really wasn't for me anymore, which is why I ended up canceling my Big Cartel, and now I am using Etsy. Etsy has its own list of challenges, and I would recommend doing your own research to figure out if it's something that you want to start. But I still think it is the most accessible platform to sell as a small business when you don't really have a big audience, because people can organically find you through Etsy. Like, unlike a website, when someone has to type in your website or click a direct link, most people, that they don't know you, they're not going to click on a link. But if you're on Etsy and you just randomly type in vinyl sticker glossy or whatever, your product is more likely to come up than it is if you just had a regular website. So I do recommend Etsy for that reason, but for other reasons you may not want to get on Etsy. I just haven't found another platform that has as low of a fee. Every month I pay roughly around $1 to list my products, and then of course I have like my transaction fees, which I'll try to pop up on the screen. And yeah, I would say out of all of the platforms that I've tried, that one is still like the most accessible for people who don't want to make a big investment up front. The next one is, how did I promote? And of course, I started off like social media like a lot of people. I was just posting videos, and I heard this advice one time that you just have to make it exist and then make it good. So I tend to scroll back at my old videos because they are not good at all, but I like to see how far I've come because my editing and my voiceovers and just me adding animation and just doing a lot more like stuff that adds my personality into it, I think really helped. And it's really fun for me to go back and just look at like, wow, look at this little baby influencer trying to make it, and it's not perfect and it's still probably not the 100% best that it could be, but I would say, yeah, just start promoting, start telling your friends and family that you're starting it, and just letting people know. I think building that anticipation also really helps. Like, just putting something out there one day and just expecting people to be interested in it right away is kind of like a hard thing to do. I think sometimes I try to like make something and then immediately put it out, and then people are just like surprised, like, oh, they put something out. But when I post a little bit about it, or I make like kind of videos teasing something or showing like this is coming soon, it builds that interest and that anticipation, and I think it allows people to have time to look forward to something. I know, like for me, I do typically try to put money aside to buy the things that I like, and if I see someone that I like or an artist that I want to support, I see they're having a shop update, or I see them wanting to sell something, I'll try to put money aside to be like, oh, okay, I really want to support this thing. And that's just, I feel like in the economy that we're in right now, it's not very common for people to just drop a whole bunch of money all at once sometimes. Like, it's not possible for every single person to do that. So yeah, I would say just videos. You don't even have to show your face. In the beginning, I was super insecure. I did not want to show my face. I didn't think I was ever going to show my face. I wanted to strictly be a hand YouTuber. I wanted to literally only show my hands. But then I realized that I wanted to combine my brand with me as a person, and I feel like I had a pretty okay personality. Like, I just wanted to show up on screen and just be like a normal person and just an average artist, you know, just a silly girl who just likes making silly things. And I think that definitely helped me a lot. And I did a lot of in-person markets as well to help me feel that instant gratification of making sales. Sometimes online, it does not feel very rewarding. My sales come pretty slow. They're not as steady as I would like them to be. So every once in a while, I will sign up for a market that's in person, and I like to make connections that way. And also getting that in-person sale, it just makes me feel really accomplished. So I would suggest like getting out there in your community. That can help as well. Even at your job, a lot of times people at my job organically find me. Like, I won't even tell them that my social media is a thing, and they will just find me because they search my name and they're just like, oh wait, I saw your little shop, it's so cute. And sometimes people from my job will support me too, which is really cute and really cool. So I would say don't shy away from your audience and what your audience could be, because I think in the beginning I felt like embarrassed to show my friends and family, because I was like, oh my gosh, like what are they gonna think? But then low-key, those people, my friends and family, are still the main people that support me the most, and I really appreciate them for that. And there's no reason to be embarrassed. Support is support. It doesn't matter where it comes from. The next step is going to be getting sales, which this is really hard to answer because I feel like there's no right answer for this. The number one thing that people will probably tell you is just to be consistent on social media, which I think is true. I used to feel kind of upset with myself when I would kind of post similar things. Like, I would think my followers would get tired of seeing the same things over and over again. And sometimes I still feel like that. I do feel like I need to come up with fresh ideas like every single day, but that is just literally not possible. I am physically drained and mentally drained. Like, you cannot keep up with that. So I think the best thing to do is just stay consistent, find something that works for you, even if that means posting a lot of different stuff at first and then figuring out what people like. And then if you like that thing and you want to stay true to that and that aligns with what you want your business to be, then keep at it, and don't really care about the fact that the people that follow you are going to see the same thing. If they don't want to see that thing, they would just unfollow you, is my new mindset. And also, it's a new day every single day to show someone new, if that makes sense. Like, every single day is an opportunity for someone new to see your content and for someone new to find you. So I would say just like keep posting that stuff. And like I said, I need to work on this myself because I tend to feel like I have to come up with something new every single day, but I just literally cannot do that. The next question that I got was about business cards, and the standard business card size is usually like 3.25 by 2 inches, I believe. I designed mine in Procreate, but there's a lot of other softwares you can use. I can do a more in-depth video about that if anyone is interested in that. But in the beginning, I really didn't have business cards. I had more like thank you cards just to put in my orders. But I think business cards are important, especially because a lot of people do appreciate like physical things to hold on to. Whenever I would do markets, that was also something I would hand out as well. And it's hard to say if people still value them, because I feel like sometimes they might throw them away, or they might just be something that people end up losing. So I've seen people more turn to like digital business cards where you can like scan something, or it's like basically your social media is your business card. So I would say it's not the most important thing to invest in the beginning if you just don't want to have an extra expense in the beginning, but definitely consider doing it if you plan on interacting with people in person about your products and you want to give them kind of like a quick way to look you up. You don't have to like sit there and type out your socials for them. So yes, on business cards, but it's not the most important expense in the beginning, I would say. And I wrote down a couple of tips about getting business cards or making them, and I think getting brand colors and identity is really important before you do them. Mine are super bright and fun, and they're usually pink and pastel, and honestly my business card is kind of cheating because I have a rainbow in it, so no matter what I use it's going to be consistent. Because it kind of goes with everything. So find colors that stand out to you, that you don't mind using often, and that you want to be like associated with. Obviously this can always change, but I am pretty happy with the colors on business card, and I don't really see myself changing it anytime soon. At the end of the day, even though I've had my business for a few years now, it's still quite small, and honestly I try to be as grateful as possible for the orders that I do get, and just understanding that as being a small business there are some privileges that I have. Like I can still handwrite all of my letters, I can still add in a whole bunch of freebies, I can still take my time and really enjoy every single step of the process of packing orders. So I'm constantly just trying to improve and get better. So I'm not perfect by any means, but here are just some of my tips and some of the questions I got about starting a business. Let me know down below if you have any extra questions that I didn't answer in this video, and I would be super happy to answer them. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna let the rest of this video play out of me crafting these felt keychain type of things, because I don't think I have anything else to say about my business. But I answered everything that I got in my DMs and in my comments on TikTok, which follow me on Instagram and TikTok, by the way, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm really trying to get back into YouTube. It's been a while, but I really do miss it. I was watching through my old videos, just like I mentioned earlier. I like to go back and just kind of see how far I've come. Like I get discouraged and I get like sad thinking like, oh, I don't know if anyone's gonna watch these, but then I'm always surprised with some of the nice comments that I get and the fact that people even watch my stuff at all. So subscribe if you haven't, because I would love for you to stick around in my little cozy corner of the internet and just, I don't know, hang out with a silly little artist like me, and let me know if there's any videos that you want to see in the future. I'm trying to figure out some things I can film, because my life looks a lot different than it did when I was filming my art school, because I've graduated at this point, so there's really no art school stuff for me to film. But I have plenty of art, I have plenty of projects I'm working on, and yeah, I hope you guys are doing amazing. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I'm sending lots of love your way, and yeah, just enjoy the rest of this cozy video. I'll probably play some nice relaxing music for you to craft along to as well, and hopefully I will see you at the end. Bye. Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna film a traditional outro for this video, so I figured I would just do one right here. And I'm officially done with my little jam buddies. I decided to make them into keychains instead of earrings like I was planning on to, but I think this is like honestly so cute, just like to share with a friend. And I'm thinking of either giving this to my mom or giving one to my friend. And yeah, you can just have like the opposite sides of like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I think this one is like grape, I would say, and then this one's probably like raspberry jam or something like that. Anyway, I really love like the contrasting colors. And yeah, technically you probably wouldn't have two different jams on your sandwich, but maybe you would. And yeah, I instead of just hot gluing the whole thing, I decided I really like how like little stitch marks look like this. So, and then in the back I tied it into like a little bow, because normally in the back it just looks super messy, so I just tried to like kind of curb that by or prevent that by just tying a cute little bow. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you found it helpful and even just like relaxing and fun to watch, or if you were just listening to the voiceover, then that's okay too. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.